You know, I could never have a chat with you without raising the ABC. Ita Buttrose and the Managing Director of the ABC, David Anderson, have been in Canberra this week, a handout for more money. Surely there is no way taxpayers can throw more money at the ABC in these stringent times of budget discipline.
Well, can I make the point that the ABC is receiving funding of about $3.2 billion over this 3-year funding period? Just in the last budget, there was an increase of around $43 million for enhanced regional news gathering. And look, in that meeting, as the Prime Minister himself noted in the tweet that he sent out after it, a very constructive discussion of the ABC's important role in regional Australia. So look, it was a constructive meeting, but clearly there is in place a set of funding arrangements for this 3-year period that includes an efficiency dividend. The ABC is no different to many other government organisations in facing an efficiency dividend. And of course, with the funding certainty it has over the next 3 years, or this current 3-year period, it's in a position that many of its commercial competitors would love to be in. Times are tough in the media sector, and a lot of the commercial players are facing significant revenue pressures and significant cost reductions as a result.
Indeed. Here's what your colleague, Queensland Senator James McGrath, had to say in the Senate this week.
How it can manage its existing budget before asking for a bigger one. Remember, its existing budget is over $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion of taxpayers' money.
Yeah, his key point saying it should manage its existing budget before putting its hand out for more. I want to go on to the issue of bias, though. How concerned are you about institutionalised bias at the ABC? I detail it day in, week out here, especially at the moment on climate issues, relentlessly alarmist, relentlessly one-sided, censoring facts, not putting into the domain opinions that don't match their ideological point of view. Are you frustrated that you can't seem to get any balance out of this organisation?
Well, what I'd say is that the ABC has editorial independence, and there's a duty on board and management to meet recognised standards of journalistic objectivity.
Are they meeting them?
Well, the way the system works is that responsibility sits with the board. So this is what the legislation says. The Commonwealth provides an allocation of funding to the ABC. Board and management are charged with achieving that objective. Now, can I say Ita Buttrose has been chair for around a year now. I think she's doing a very good job. She brings a very clear focus from her extraordinary, almost unparalleled experience as a commercial media executive.
There's been no evidence of any change in their political green-left ideological disposition. In fact, it seems to have been deepened when they were that night in May, when you were probably too busy counting the votes in their electorate, but there was a 10-hour dirge on the ABC. They couldn't believe that they got the election so badly wrong.
You're right,
and they've been vicious ever since.
You're right to say I wasn't able to watch it on the night, but it was recommended to me by a number of people that I'd enjoy watching it later, so I did, and I did.
But there's a serious point behind that, isn't there? It is that entrenched bias. How can you shake it up?
Well, what is important is that we've got the ABC with its unparalleled national resources, that these standards of objectivity are being met, and those are ultimately responsibilities of the managing editor, the managing director. He's got that editorial function, and ultimately the board. So our government is clear in terms of what we expect ABC board and management to do. As I say, we've got a chair who's been there for a year, I think doing a good job, and we're clear on our expectations. This is an ongoing process.